no survivors on Deveron. Everyone was killed, including Master Halsey and his Padawan.
Hey guys, it's Marathon Productions, and today I'm bringing you my part of the Delta Squad Canon story collaboration. So let's get right into it. The story of this MOC itself is based off the small hints we get from Season 3 of the Clone Wars after Savage Opress leaves the Temple of Eden devastated. The following episode we see Delta Squad with the 2 dead bodies of the Jedi killed on Deveron being sent to the Jedi Temple. This alludes to the fact that they were on Deveron to retrieve the bodies, which this episode is based around. If we start here at the back of the MOC, we see this Deveronian road that we see in this show, and I've tried to make it as accurate as possible to the show, so we have this alternating pattern that's almost like an arrow going through the entire thing. I think it's personally turned out pretty well, considering we don't see much of it. We also see these pillar-like things in the show. There are 4 of them on each side. Not sure what exactly they are, but they're there. And then we have these steps moving down to the temple itself, which moves on to this maroon, I don't know what to call it, almost like a courtyard that we see in the show, with the dagger-like design in the middle, which is mirrored on the door, but the colours are reversed. The rest of the courtyard is largely made from snot slabs with tiles on them to try and make them blend in, as we can see here. We also have these parts to create indents to show you that the temple itself isn't particularly well kept and is not well defended. We also have the foliage arch going over the middle of the road, which we do see in the Clone Wars itself. I've tried to recreate this, and personally I think it's turned out pretty well, as it does look pretty accurate to what we see in the show. The terrain itself is trying to look kind of rugged and muddy, because we do see in the show that it's just the road that's kind of well kept. The rest of it's almost like a swamp or a bit like a wasteland. Overall, I really did enjoy making this MOC. It was one of my more anticipated builds for the year, as it's based off a relatively obscure scene from the Clone Wars that we see with very little screen time, and then Delta Squad's exploits on the planet itself are only alluded to. It's mainly because we don't get to see much of Delta Squad in the Clone Wars that I wanted to do this, as Delta Squad are pretty infamous if you've read the books or played the Republic Commando video game. Well, that about wraps it up, guys. I hope you enjoyed this part of the Delta Squad Canon story collab, and I hope you stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.